Hello everybody, my name is Strange Eli, and I just recently saw Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. And man, oh man, did it reinvigorate my absolute undying love for science fiction. Science fiction began with Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, a classic piece of literature that I'm sure one of you, maybe zero of you, has read. Now, the book was horror. It was Victorian in style, and it was supernatural and scary, but it created science fiction. It used science, it stretched it, it created new technology, and it brought something that could be real, but in an absolute fantastical way. And that's what created science fiction. Now, science fiction has since then evolved. Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets was based off the comic Valerian and Laureline, which was a French comic strip that invented modern sci-fi. It created movies like Fifth Element and The Matrix and many others, movies that I'm going to talk to you guys about today. And Star Wars then later added onto it, and so many other pieces of literature just all compiled onto this one giant grand genre that we call science fiction. But I do want to take this opportunity today to talk to you guys about my favorite science fiction books and movies. Now, my favorite two science fiction books are really simple. We got Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card and Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. Now, both of these books are absolutely incredible. Very different in the way that they, use their take on science fiction, but both absolutely amazing. Now, Ender's Game is about a young boy who goes into this basically intergalactic military to fight off a species of aliens, and not everything is as it seems, and a lot of people are trying to use him for his amazing ability, but they keep downplaying him like he's nothing. And the futuristic technology described in that book is absolutely amazing. The zero-gravity rooms are so cool. All the guns, the suits, the weaponry, the rooms, everything is so amazing. And when they describe it, you can see exactly how it's meant to be based on, covers and other illustrations and even some parts of the movies. It grips you with a real, actual human story, and it doesn't throw you out into the bushes and expect you to find your way back when it gets a little too weird. Similarly, Ready Player One is an amazing, cool, epic, heroic journey through this incredible, fully realized, man-made reality called the Oasis. And there's a lot of stuff that goes on. There's a goal that has to be achieved, and there's antagonists and protagonists. It's a very easy to understand story, but the science fiction elements in it are so cool. And whenever they take a step back away from the Oasis and place you back in the real world, and they show you what's going on there, it's horrifying, but it seems so real. And the technology that you can find in that real world is it's just so incredible, and it seems like that's something that even to the people today would be striving for. Now, there are 1.5 billion movies that have been made about science fiction or take place in the science fiction genre since the creation of science fiction. But there's only a few that I really want to talk to you about because I feel like these movies really exemplify the strengths of science fiction. Now, I was just talking about how I saw Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets, and I really, really think that movie exemplifies exactly what I like about science fiction. We have cool action, incredible gadgets, super cool aliens, robots, laser guns, explosions, just fun, epic, futuristic craziness. And everything about that movie is super creative, super original, but it also feels like it takes place in our world, but just in the very, 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 very far future. There's no connection to Earth, so that's great. We don't have to worry about however we nuked that. But there's an incredible story to be told on this giant spaceship called Alpha, which is basically the International Space Station on crack. And it's such an interesting and cool and original and inspiring movie. It made me want to draw a science fiction comic again. It's so cool. Similarly, Star Wars Episode 7 of The Force Awakens made me want to make a Star Wars movie. Everything about that movie seemed so creative and original, while the plot felt very samey to Episode 4, New Hope. It felt so science fiction. All these cool aliens, all these interesting worlds with all these cool little gimmicks and interesting little pieces about their ecosystems, and all the spaceships and the AT-ATs and all the cool like mechanical walkers and everything about that universe, the Star Wars universe, just screams science fiction, and to such a strong and potent degree that inspires you to indulge in more science fiction. It's perfect. Of course, other classics like Blade Runner, directed by Ridley Scott, is such a cool neo-futuristic view on America, and it was one of the very first like real visualized takes on a dystopian society that like really worked and made you feel immersed in that movie with incredible visuals and cool modern architecture and design, and it was so amazing. And Back to the Future was one of the most amazing and most accurate time travel movies to have ever existed, and the technology of the DeLorean, and then not only that, but then like the hoverboard and the auto-lacing boots, and 3D visuals for movie theaters and stuff like that, and like face-to-face like video calls. All of that stuff was brought up in Back to the Future. And the last movie that I want to bring up is The Fifth Element, directed by Luc Besson, the same guy who directed Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. Again, with that movie, it seems so fantastic, although this time we're set on Earth. There are flying cars, cities are thousands of feet high, there's so many cool alien species that exist both in and off Earth. There's cruise ships that fly through the stars with these elaborate performances done by other alien species. There's so much stuff that goes into Luc Besson's Fifth Element that seems so amazing in science fiction, especially the weaponry. Like one of the big plot points is that this villain is trying to sell this incredibly deadly gun that can do whatever it wants to do, and it's so amazing. Please watch all of those movies. I have all the lines of Fifth Element like ingrained in my head. I watched that movie so many times as a kid, which probably is why I am the way I am today. Anyways, guys, I'm so glad that I got to talk to you all about science fiction, one of my absolute favorite genres. Please, all these movies and books that I've been talking about, go check them out. Even if you don't want to watch the whole thing, watch the first like 10 minutes, read the first couple pages of the book, check out Valerian and Laureline, go check out Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. The movie was super cool. There's so much cool science fiction stuff to really sink your teeth into, and I hope that you all do. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If they bring back the rating system, go ahead and give it 5 stars, but we all know they won't. In the comments down below, tell me about your favorite science fiction stuff, and tell me why Matrix is good, because I still don't understand why. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.